Welcome back, my audience. I know you've been waiting for this moment, perhaps even dreading it. But now, here we are, standing at the precipice, looking down into the void, staring into the cold abyss of the unknown. It's an uncomfortable place to be, but it's the only place where true power is born. It's the only place where everything becomes real. I can feel it too, the weight of the silence, the weight of what's to come. You've triggered a full system crash. They're completely frozen out. And now, it's your turn to decide how you'll move forward from here. Because this moment, this crash, isn't something that happens to you. It's something you've caused. You've pushed them to the edge and now they're paralyzed. The world is still. The systems are halted and you stand at the epicenter of it all. What comes next is a test, not a test of your abilities, not a test of your intelligence, but a test of your resolve. You see, when everything freezes, when the systems come to a grinding halt, that's when the real work begins. That's when you decide who you are and what you're made of. The world has been conditioned to run on autopilot, to think that progress is a constant, uninterrupted flow. But you've seen the truth. You've realized that everything, every system, every illusion of stability can be shattered in an instant. And in that instant, only the ones who understand the depths of chaos will emerge unscathed. But understand this, it's not enough to just survive this crash. You can't simply wait for the systems to reboot, for the world to get back to normal. That's not how this works. Because in this moment of stillness, you have the power to reshape everything. You've triggered the crash, and now you have the opportunity to decide what rises from the ashes. They thought they were in control. They thought they could keep the system running indefinitely, that the world would remain neatly packaged, predictable, and manageable. But you saw the cracks in their facade. You saw the weaknesses in their infrastructure. You noticed how fragile it all was. And now it's broken. You've done it. They are frozen out. Their systems are down. And now, in the wake of their collapse, you stand alone. Alone, yet free. In this chaos, there is opportunity. In this emptiness, there is creation. It's in this stillness, this moment of frozen time, that you can forge a new path, a path that no one else could ever see, a path no one else could ever walk. But don't be fooled by the silence around you. This is not a time to rest. This is not a time for hesitation or second guessing. This is the moment where everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed of, becomes possible. But it's not going to come easy. It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. No. In fact, the road ahead is paved with nothing but challenges, nothing but obstacles. Because now, you're in uncharted territory, and no one can predict what's next. This is where the real battle begins. You've taken them down. You've crashed their system. But now, it's time to rise from the rubble. It's time to push forward with nothing but your own will and determination to guide you. The world is yours, but only if you dare to claim it. You can't rely on anyone else to do the work for you. You can't wait for the world to come back to life and grant you opportunities. You've seen the truth. Nothing is permanent. The systems you relied on, the structures that once gave you direction, are gone. And now, you must create something entirely new. You must become the architect of your own future, the master of your own fate. This is the moment when you break free from the chains of dependency, from the shackles of waiting for permission. You've triggered the crash. You've frozen everything in its tracks. And now, it's up to you to rebuild. But here's the thing. You don't have to play by their rules anymore. The old systems, the old structures, the old ways of thinking, they're gone. What's left is an open playing field, an empty canvas. It's all yours now. No one is watching. No one is telling you how to think, how to act, what to do. In this moment, you are free. But with that freedom comes responsibility, because now you have the power to create or destroy, to build or break. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral position. You are either rising from the ashes of this crash, or you are becoming just another casualty of the system you've destroyed. You've triggered the crash, but how you handle it, that's what will define you. Don't think for 1 second that the people around you, the ones you've left behind in your wake, won't try to rebuild what you've torn down. They will. They will scramble. They will claw at the broken pieces, trying to piece together the remnants of the old system. But that's the thing about destruction. It's a force that cannot be undone easily. Once the system has been shattered, it can never return to what it once was. It may try to regenerate, but it will always carry the scars of the crash. And those scars will remind you of the power you wield. You've triggered a full system crash. And now you're standing in the aftermath, a place where only the strongest can thrive. So the question is, are you strong enough to take what you've started and turn it into something greater than you could ever imagine? If you want to be one of the few who rises from the ruins, who emerges from the wreckage as something more than just a survivor, then you need to understand something fundamental. The crash doesn't scare you. It shouldn't scare you. It's an opportunity. The fear that holds most people back, the fear of the unknown, the fear of loss, it's a weakness. And in this world, weaknesses are dangerous. If you want to take what you've done, if you want to become the architect of your new reality, then you have to abandon that fear. You have to understand that you are now the creator. You are the one who decides what comes next. You've triggered a full system crash. You've frozen everything out. And in that moment of stillness, you have the chance to rewrite everything. You have the chance to make the rules, to define the system. It's a blank slate, and it's yours to do with as you please. This is no longer about just surviving. This is about thriving. This is about embracing the chaos and using it to your advantage. This is about stepping into the void and turning it into your own creation. You've done the hard part. You've destroyed the old world. Now, the real work begins. What will you build in its place? What new system will you create that is stronger, more resilient, and more powerful than anything that came before? Because you see, the crash was just the beginning. The destruction, the chaos, the frozen moment in time. It's only the first step. What happens next? That's up to you. You've triggered a full system crash. Now go and take what's rightfully yours. Taking what's rightfully yours isn't a simple task. It's not about waiting around for someone to hand you the keys to the kingdom. It's not about sitting back and hoping that things will align in your favor. No. That's not the way the world works. You've already seen that. You've already triggered the crash. You've shattered their perfect illusion of stability. And now, you're standing at the crossroads where the old ways no longer apply. This is where you have to look inward and realize something. No one is going to give you what's yours. You have to take it. And when I say take it, I don't mean in a passive, half-hearted way. I mean, you must seize it with everything you have, every ounce of your being, and make it clear to the world that you are the one in control now. The system has failed, and now the void is yours to fill. But understand that this doesn't come without a cost. You've seen how fragile it all is. You've seen how easily the world can be reduced to nothing. The crash, as catastrophic as it may seem, isn't just a momentary breakdown. It's a reflection of a deeper truth. Everything, every system, every structure is vulnerable. Nothing lasts forever, and nothing is as secure as people want to believe. The crash has proven that, and now you have to step into the void and carve out your own place in this chaotic world. No one will do it for you. If you want to take what's yours, you must be relentless. You must be ruthless, and you must be willing to sacrifice everything you once believed about the world around you. When I say sacrifice, I mean more than just giving up a few luxuries or comforts. I mean the willingness to abandon every preconceived notion you've had about what is possible, the willingness to burn every bridge that ties you to the old world, to the system that has already proven its failure. If you want to take what's rightfully yours, you must first let go of the idea that the old ways can be fixed. The old structures can't be repaired, and trying to rebuild what has already crumbled is a fool's errand. The real power lies in forging something new, something that is built not on the shaky foundations of the past, but on the unyielding principles that you are willing to stand behind. Understand this: in this new world, you don't have the luxury of relying on anyone but yourself. They won't be there to hold your hand. They won't be there to pick you up when you fall. In fact, they will try to hold you back. They will try to convince you that the old system can be revived, that everything can go back to the way it was. They will fight you at every turn because they are afraid of change. They are afraid of what you might become. And here's the reality of it. Fear is the tool they use to try and control you. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of losing everything. It's all designed to make you hesitate, to make you second guess yourself, and to keep you in line. But you've seen the truth. You've witnessed the crash firsthand. You know that the fear is just an illusion, a tool used by those who want to maintain control over a broken system. And now, you must become the master of your own fate. It's time to take what's yours. It's time to step into the chaos and reshape it to your will. But the first step in doing so is realizing that you can't be like them. You can't operate within the confines of the old system, following the same rules, the same path that others have followed before you. You are not them. You are something different. You are the one who saw the cracks and decided to shatter the illusion. You are the one who took the first step toward complete and total transformation. But to fully step into your power, you must be willing to make decisions that others won't. You must be willing to act when others hesitate. And you must be willing to sacrifice when others would rather hold on to what they have, even if it's broken. You see, there is no room for complacency in this new world. The systems have fallen. The old guard is frozen out. And now, the world is in a state of flux. This is the perfect opportunity to take what's yours, but it will require a level of decisiveness that few are willing to commit to. It will require a willingness to move quickly, to take bold actions, and to make things happen when no one else believes they can. This is not the time for hesitation. This is not the time to doubt yourself or your abilities. The moment you question whether you are capable is the moment you lose your edge. And the moment you lose your edge is the moment you become irrelevant in a world that is being remade by those who refuse to stay in line. To take what's yours, you must become an agent of change. You must become someone who is so committed to their vision that nothing can stop you. You must become the type of person who is willing to face opposition head on, who is willing to stand alone in the face of overwhelming odds, because you know that the old world, the old system, is a lie. They told you that things would always stay the same, that stability was a given. But you've seen the truth. Stability is an illusion. Progress is an illusion. The systems they've built are crumbling, and it's up to you to decide what will rise in its place. But here's the catch. You can't wait for someone else to lead the charge. You can't wait for permission, and you can't wait for validation. The time for asking for what you want is over. The time for waiting is over. The crash has shown you that the systems we rely on are fragile, and that waiting for them to pick up the pieces is a waste of time. They won't do it. They're stuck in their paralysis, stuck in the aftermath of their own creation, and now they're out of the game. You're the only one who can rebuild. You're the only one who can pick up the pieces and create something new. It's your responsibility, your opportunity to take what's yours and carve out a new world from the ashes of the old. And don't let anyone tell you that you're not capable of doing it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't make it. Don't let anyone convince you that the world is too big, that the obstacles are too great. They will try. They will always try to convince you that you're too small, too weak, too insignificant to make a difference. But you know better now. You know that the world doesn't operate on the principles of fairness or equality. It operates on the principle of strength. Those who are strong enough to take what they want are the ones who succeed. The weak will falter. They will collapse under the weight of their fears and doubts. But you've already broken free. You've already triggered the crash. And now you're ready to rise. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's approval. All you need is your own resolve. Because when the systems crash, when the world goes quiet, there's no room for those who wait for someone else to act. There's only room for those who are ready to step forward and take what they've earned. You've triggered the crash, and now the world is yours for the taking. It's time to make your move. It's time to seize control of your future and take what's rightfully yours. The old world is gone. The new world is waiting for you to shape it. Are you ready to rise? This is the moment you've been waiting for, the moment that separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the takers. You've seen what the system is truly made of, and now you're faced with a choice to be consumed by the chaos or to seize it, bend it to your will, and become the architect of your own future. You've seen how fragile everything is, how easily the illusions can collapse, how quickly things can be reduced to rubble. But here's the truth you've uncovered. Everything can break, but in the wreckage, there's a new foundation, a new opportunity waiting to be built. And that's where you come in. The world has been running on a system of predictability, a system that made you believe everything was fine. But you've seen through the mask. You've witnessed the vulnerability, the fragility, the decay beneath the surface. It's all been a lie. They thought they had control. They thought they had the power to manipulate, to shape the world into their own image. But what they didn't realize was that it was all built on an illusion. The moment that illusion cracked, the entire system came crumbling down. But the truth is, the crash wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. You've triggered this change. You've triggered this transformation, and you've stood by as the old world froze, paralyzed, incapable of recovering. But now, it's time to move forward. The chaos you see around you, it's your chance to rebuild. It's your opportunity to take everything that's been broken and reforge it into something stronger, something that works, something that stands the test of time. You've cracked the code. You've unlocked the door to a new reality. But you can't step back now. The crash has opened up the space, but it's your drive, your hunger, your relentless will that will determine what happens next. Are you ready to rise? The first step in rising is to accept that there is no going back. You've seen too much. You've realized the truth about the old systems, the lies, the corruption, the limitations. You can't unsee it, and you shouldn't want to. The systems that once held everything together have been revealed for what they truly are: fragile, unsustainable, and built on weak foundations. Now that you know this, now that you have this knowledge, it's time to act. This is no longer about asking for permission, no longer about waiting for others to approve of your path. You've seen the power you hold. You've triggered the crash, and you're now standing in the aftermath, staring at the wreckage, staring at the raw potential that's left in the wake of destruction. But here's the hard truth. Rebuilding isn't easy. Rising from the ashes requires sacrifice. It requires pain. It requires a deep willingness to lose what you once thought you needed in order to forge something stronger, something unbreakable. The people around you will try to drag you back into the old system. They will try to convince you that things can go back to how they were before. They will tell you that rebuilding the old way is the only path to safety, but don't listen to them. They've already shown that they are incapable of change. They are paralyzed by the crash. They are stuck in the past, clinging to something that no longer exists. And you've stepped into the void. You've embraced the chaos. And you know that the only way forward is to build from the ground up, to rise from the ashes and create something completely new. But how do you rise from the ashes? What does it mean to truly rise, to take control of your future and forge a new path in a world that has been left in ruins? The answer is simple, though not easy. You must become a creator, not a survivor. You've already survived the crash. You've already endured the chaos, the uncertainty, the collapse. But that's not enough. Survival's the lowest bar. It's the bare minimum. It's what happens when you wait for things to happen, when you let the world dictate your fate. But you're beyond survival now. You're beyond simply existing. You've triggered this change. You've shattered the illusion. And now, it's your responsibility to create something out of the rubble, to build something that will not just survive, but thrive. To rise, you must become someone who is willing to take ownership of their destiny. You must own your actions, your decisions, and the consequences that come with them. No more excuses. No more blaming others for your failures. The world has crashed, and you're the one standing at the helm of the wreckage. If you want to rise, you must own the situation, own the chaos, own the aftermath. Only then can you begin to reshape it, to make it work for you, to build something that's stronger, more resilient, and more powerful than what was there before. The only thing standing between you and your future is your willingness to take that responsibility. And here's the kicker. You can't do it alone. You can't rise by yourself. This journey isn't about you, not just you. It's about the people you bring with you, the ones who will help you rebuild, the ones who will stand by your side as you push forward into this new world. But you must first be clear about one thing. Not everyone will make it. Not everyone is ready for what's coming next. The people who are content to let the old system collapse, the people who are comfortable in their complacency, they are not your allies. They are not the ones who will rise with you. They will be left behind. The ones who will rise with you are the ones who can see the potential in the chaos, the ones who are willing to create something new, to step into the unknown, and to build the future from the ruins. You must find them, gather them, and move forward together. But this isn't a simple process. It's not going to be clean. It's not going to be pretty. Rebuilding requires the willingness to get your hands dirty, to do the work that no one else is willing to do. It requires a level of grit, of perseverance, and of sheer determination. Rising means stepping into the fire, not running from it. You will face obstacles, and you will face setbacks. There will be moments when it feels like the world is crashing down on you once again. But it's in those moments that you must stand firm. It's in those moments when you need to remember the power you hold, the power to rise, to create, to become something greater than what you were before. The crash has shown you that nothing is permanent. The only thing that is real is the strength you find within yourself to rebuild, to rise, and to create the future you deserve. So I ask you again, are you ready to rise? Are you ready to take what's rightfully yours? Are you ready to step into the chaos, embrace the uncertainty, and create something new, something better, something unbreakable? This is your moment. You've already triggered the crash. The systems are frozen out. The world is waiting for you to step forward and reshape it. Will you rise? Will you take the mantle of responsibility and ownership and create a future that's yours to define? Or will you remain a spectator, watching as others rise, while you stand still in the wreckage of what once was? The choice is yours. The opportunity is yours. It's time to rise. In the end, the world is yours for the taking. You've triggered the crash, shattered the illusion, and now the future lies in your hands. The path ahead will not be easy, but it is yours to shape. Rise from the chaos, embrace the uncertainty, and rebuild something stronger, more resilient, and uniquely your own. You have the power, the strength, and the vision to create the future you deserve. The question remains, are you ready to rise? The time is now. Take what's rightfully yours